Okay, so joining me on the show today is Charlie Cerny. First of all, Charlie, thank you for coming on the show. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, if you want to just start off, introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us a bit about who you are and what you do.
My name's Charlie Cerny, and I'm a minor league baseball player in the Oakland A's organization. I went to Bloomington High School, graduated in 2015, and then went to UIC, University of Illinois at Chicago. I just graduated last December in 2019, but was drafted by the Oakland A's in 2018, my junior year. Around in baseball for now. I've been in the system for 2 years now. Had one half season in Vermont, and then one full season in Beloit, and then obviously, with the whole pandemic, got cut short of a season there. So that's where I'm at now.
So, how has that been? I've talked to some other A's pitchers, and they're pretty much doing the majority of their stuff on their own. So, for you, how much contact have you had with people in the A's organization, and how much structure have you had in terms of contact with pitching coaches, strength coaches, things like that?
I mean, with the coaches and stuff, we pretty much talk to them either once or twice a week. The last couple months, we've had to, change it up a little bit, just due to some staff stuff. But yeah, before that, I was talking to athletic trainers and pitching coaches about once a week and checking in with them. And right now, we're just texting our pitching coordinator, Gil Patterson, every day, letting them know what our throwing consists of. And then, yeah, ever since March, um, I've been here with Reed Burlingmeyer in town. We're both from Bloomington Normal, and yeah, we've just been, trying to treat it like as a season would be. Getting live at bats, working out, stuff like that, doing basically whatever we can to, try to keep it as season like as possible.
So, go into a little bit more depth if you can for me. While you're working with Reed and guys from the area, what have you been doing specifically? Kind of give me a little breakdown of maybe what a day or a week would look like for you training, since, like you said, you don't have that much structure coming from the A's right now.
Right. So for us right now, basically it's we throw live at bats once a week, and then the day after, okay, for example, Tuesday we'll do live at bats. Wednesday, we'll go and get a workout. Thursday throw again. Friday, we'll have another bullpen, or treat it as like game simulation. But we don't do batters for Fridays. We just do once a week. And then Saturday we'll do another lift, and then Sunday throw, Monday throw, and then repeat that same process all over. So it's pretty much a everyday thing, since that's what the season is. You only get 12, 13 days off in a 5-month season. So we just try to stay on top of everything every day.
So, how hard has it been to create structure for yourself, for each other? I mean, I know you have Reed with you. You've been working with some high school, college, other professional guys in the area. But even with that, how hard has it been to create structure, since you have much less accountability than you normally would? Because I mean, you're doing live ABs with guys in the area, but like you said, other than texting your pitching coordinator, there's really not much accountability. So, has that been difficult, and what have you kind of done to work around that?
I wouldn't say difficult. I think Reed and I are, we manage ourselves pretty well, I would say. And, we kind of, when it first started happening, we knew that we'd have to get together with some guys around town and get the live at bats and stuff, put together and structured. And Josh Cowton, he also has been a big part of it, where he would text, whatever guys from the area from around Illinois and say, hey, we're getting together on this day and we're going to try and get some live at bats. And, I think myself, it's without having that pitching coach always being there, it's thinking about what I want to do for that live at bat day, what my goals are, what I'm trying to work on, and really I've been trying to just treat this season, I guess, as like a just another off season, and just keep working on stuff. I'm using the time that we have to, work on stuff I, wouldn't be able to in a season where, during the season, you're not trying to make adjustments every day and you just want to go out there and compete and perform and win. So yeah, it's been a good time to just really look back and focus on, what I'm trying to work on every day.
So if you can expand a little bit more, um, like you just said, normally during a season, you're not making a lot of adjustments. I would assume you're not trying to learn a new pitch or anything like that during a season because you kind of just want to hone what you already have, what you know you can do successfully in game. So has there been anything that you're kind of experimenting with specifically right now because you have that opportunity, whether that's a new pitch, changing mechanics, anything like that?
Yeah, well, before during the off season, before the season's supposed to start, I really worked on my arm path and tried to shorten that up because it was really long and it was just affecting my timing, my direction. And then once I got that down, I moved on to my slider and just try to make that basically more consistent. And before it was a little bit loopy and a little bit slower, but now I think it's got more tighter spin. It looks more like a fastball coming out of my hand, and I'm working on tunneling pitches where you throw, for example, I throw a sinker in on a righty and then just come back with another slider that start in that same position, then break. So it's more of a thinking about what I'm doing on the mound for each pitch, and then the changeup as well. I think my changeup has come a long way in the past 5 months, 4 or 5 months, with my ability to command it and have feel for it. And I would say right now I'm comfortable throwing that pitch in any count pretty much. And I think that's a big thing for me because I was mostly a two-pitch guy. And then with that changeup, I feel a lot more, confident in throwing that and keeping hitters off balance.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of a chance to brag here, real quick, Charlie. If you had to describe yourself as a pitcher, mentality, the stuff you have, I know you've been describing that a little bit right now, but for people who've never seen you pitch before, for anybody listening who is not aware of the kind of guy you are on the mound, tell us what the Oakland A's have and what they can be expecting to rise through the minors in the next couple of years.
I would say just a competitor, who every day I try to get better. I'm always on working on something. I'm trying to learn from, whoever has input, and I'm trying to take all that information and use it to the best of my ability. And I just think that on the mound, I would say I'm a calm competitor. I don't really get too, overhype, or I don't get too discouraged. I try to, focus on the next pitch at hand. And sometimes, depending on the situations, it can get different, with, the situation of the game, where you are, rest, stuff like that. But I would just say overall, I'm a competitor, and I'm a hard worker on and off the field. And I think that will, pay off in time.
So I have a bit of an odd question, but I've been kind of taking an unofficial poll amongst the pitchers that I know in professional baseball. So I'm sure you saw on social media Fernando Tatis's grand slam, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So from a professional baseball player, from a professional pitcher, I mean, like as you can see right here, I play club baseball, Bradley. Like I've not gotten anywhere near the level you are, but I know that there are some unwritten rules in baseball. I don't think they're as strict as some people make them out to be on
Mhm.
social media. But from your perspective, you saw the grand slam, you know the situation. Question number one, would you be upset in that situation if you were the pitcher? And then if so, why? And then reverse, if you're not upset, why wouldn't you be upset?
I would say I'm not upset just because, I mean, you're the pitcher. You're the one. It's the game is in your hands. So I mean, it's up to you to, not to get to that 3-0 count. And I tweeted this a couple of days ago where I said I've seen more 3-0 swings than not in my past or in my professional career. It always just seems like guys are swinging 3-0 because, I mean, they know that you have to throw a strike here and you don't want to walk a guy. So I mean, I feel like at that point, you just got to make a pitch, and I wouldn't be upset with it if it happened to me. I mean, that's totally on me. But at the same time, that pitch that he threw, the 3-0, it wasn't a bad pitch. It wasn't right down the middle, but I think you just got to give credit to Tatis there, because that was an amazing swing. And if he wants to hit a grand slam, then he's just a competitor, just like we are.
Exactly. And that's what I've kind of been saying is, first of all, it's not just that pitcher's fault, it's the entire team's fault that they were in that spot. Like, this is not a Fernando Tatis going and directly defying the unwritten rule against that pitcher. Like, there's also the
Yeah,
fact that I want to say it was a couple days earlier, the Rangers had come back from a 7-run deficit in
yeah,
1 inning.
I saw that.
So
Yeah,
so people are like, it's a lost game, things like that. And then Tatis hits the grand slam. I mean, that pretty much sealed the game. But it's not unheard of in the major leagues to come back from 6 or 7 runs in 1 inning. I mean, those
yeah,
guys are incredibly talented.
mm,
They have the possibility to do that, even the worst team in the league, at any point in time.
right.
So, I mean, it's interesting to hear the perspective of somebody who's actually been in professional baseball, because from the outside looking in, it seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
But Charlie, are there some unwritten rules that are just kind of things that are accepted in baseball? I mean, I know of some. I'm not going to throw them out there because I want to see what you say. But I mean, what? Give me an example of something that you might deem an unwritten rule.
Uh, Man, that's a tough one. I mean, just because I'm newer, I feel like ever since I've been in professional baseball, unwritten rules have just gone out the window. I don't know
Okay.
if it's the new era or, whatever it is, but, you hear of, guys, you're not supposed to swing at the first pitch of the game or stuff like that. And that happens all the time. Guys hit
Yeah.
home runs on first pitches of the game. Um, but I think maybe the hitting a batter if a guy intentionally throws and then the other team intentionally throws at him. Um, I've never had that experience. Never had it on my team, so I wouldn't know, how to explain that or whatever. But yeah, I mean, those are the only few that I can think of that I know of right now.
How different is, I mean, because a lot of unwritten rules is like the culture, right? And like you were
Hmm.
saying, the new era. How different is that culture in college to even the levels of professional baseball you have been at?
I would say college is more of it's the coach's decision, and I feel like at my experience at UIC, it was, we're going to play the game the right way, no matter what the other team is doing. Where in professional baseball, it's more of an individual thing. Um, some guys will take matters into their own hands and, being a guy on purpose or miss up and in, on purpose. But yeah, in college, I know that our head coach didn't tolerate that kind of stuff. We, always played the game the right way, and, no matter what the score or the situation.
Interesting. Okay. So I've got a couple more questions for you. Number one, I wrote that article yesterday about Reed and your
Right.
relationship with Reed. You were described as acting like an old married couple
Yeah.
by Josh. So give me a little bit of information on that. How nice has it been? I mean, because you guys went from playing on the same travel team to being rivals in high school, then teammates in college, and now you're in the same organization with the A's. So how nice has it been to kind of have a built-in guy to work with in the last 5 months when, I mean, most people are seeing a lot less of friends and family than they normally do. How nice has it been to have Reed there?
It's been really nice. Just someone who has the same mindset as you and working towards the same goal, especially. Um, whether it be for the extra motivation you need on days you don't feel well, or just an energy spark, or something to do when you're in there. Because I mean, I couldn't imagine going in there alone for the last 4 months. I feel like my I feel like I wouldn't want to do as much, and I would, maybe skip a couple days. But I feel like the relationship we have is more of an accountability thing than anything. Where um, we expect each other to be there every day, and give 100% every day. And I think that's what we did. And that's what got us through, up until this point.
Okay, so last question I have for you, bit of a more positive note, not talking about quarantine. If you could give me one of your favorite memories from playing baseball, so whether that be travel ball as a kid, high school, college, professional ball, give me a favorite memory, something that maybe you can't Google, something you can't find as a moment on YouTube, something like that.
Yeah. I got two actually that are tied for first.
Go for it.
High school, I just played. I mean, we're on the team. It was just and then my senior year, we were down like 7-2 or 3 in the regional championship, and we came back and won and hit a walk off. It was actually a kid who's never hit a home run in his life. Hit a
Oh,
walk
wow.
off 3-run bomb, yeah, and that just made me really happy as a teammate because, you know, seeing the other guys happy and all that stuff was really special to me. And then my sophomore year of UIC, when we won the Horizon League championship, uh, beat Wright State and got to go to Hattiesburg to play in the regional. And so I think that was a really cool experience too. We got the ring and the championship and all that cool stuff. So yeah, those are probably two of my favorite moments.
Fantastic. And I know exactly what you're talking about. You get a guy who's never hit a home run before, so, something unexpected like that. It is so much fun.
Yeah,
And especially when it's an important game, a big comeback, that's a lot of fun.
yeah, it was nuts. We went nuts.
I can imagine. Well, Charlie, thank you for taking some time out of your afternoon to come talk to us. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you working with me both on the article I wrote and now on the podcast. So I appreciate you, and I'll be keeping track of you. So best of luck to you in your ascension through the minors.
Yeah, thank you very much, MJ. Appreciate it.